Breaking news into CBS Sports HQ, the head coaching search for one vacancy has come to a close. The Los Angeles Clippers plan to name Ty Lue as their next head coach. Lue fills the vacancy previously left by Doc Rivers. The 43-year-old most notably led the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers to a title and spent last year as an assistant on Doc Rivers' staff in LA. Ty Lue now set to become the 26th head coach in franchise history after agreeing to a 5-year deal with the Clippers. We now welcome in CBS Sports NBA analyst and NBA lifer Raja Bell to react to the news here. Raja, this was not a secret kept too tightly here. Ty Lue being considered for one of many coaching vacancies across the league, but here he is putting pen to paper with the Los Angeles Clippers. Your initial reaction to this news is what?
Well, I think Ty Lue's a great candidate. I think he'd make a great head coach for a lot of the vacancies that are, currently out there in the NBA. It's a little surprising to me that they stayed kind of with Doc Rivers' protege. If you're going to go away from Doc, it seemed to me that you'd probably move on philosophically to someone else, maybe outside of the tree. But again, Ty Lue's accomplished. He's got a great rapport with players. I saw that firsthand when I was with him in Cleveland. He's a good strategist in game. I think he'll do a great job there. And their window is now, so they couldn't really afford to go with a new guy with no experience. This kind of had to be a retread. So it makes sense from that standpoint. But again, if Doc Rivers and his message was getting old, it is a little surprising that you would go with someone who's kind of so lockstep in philosophy with Doc.
We did just take a look there at a number of the contracts for some of the bigger names coming up to the table here for more negotiations in the not too distant future. And it really does beg the question here, Raja. We're talking about a cast of characters who necessarily didn't gel coming down the stretch. Chemistry was an issue. You talk about Ty Lue being a player's coach, but he's been around these players. How do they plan to change that chemistry with a similar face now at the front of the bench?
Yeah, that's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see how Ty Lue approaches it. I don't know exactly what he's going to do there. I think what they need to do is get back to who they were 2 years ago, which was a hard-nosed, kind of blue-collar, lunch pail type of team, not your typical, LA kind of Hollywood type of vibe. And that's kind of what they went out there with this year, almost feeling like they had maybe accomplished something. They have to get back to the underdog mentality. Ty Lue does have a lot of experience with making personalities work together. The team that I was referring to earlier with us in Cleveland obviously had LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, who's a big personality in and of himself, and Kevin Love, who's a personality, not to mention J.R. Smith and the like. So he's used to fitting those personalities together, getting the most out of them, and getting them to work together for the common good. I don't anticipate he'll do anything less than that with the Clippers, but they have to get back to playing hard-nosed, gritty, underdog type of basketball.
Very interesting career trajectory, when we look at Ty Lue here. 3 trips to the finals in 4 seasons at the helm of the Cavs. Lue then slid a few seats down the bench, as we know, in Los Angeles to be on Rivers' staff. You call him a protege. Sort of a backwards move for but a moment in his career. On the heel of this championship caliber coaching he did in Cleveland, is this a job Lue had lined himself up for, being on that staff with Doc Rivers? Did he know something about the trajectory of where this team wanted to be in terms of a head coach?
I can't speak to that. I'm not sure. I know that, if you are a former head coach and you want to be a head coach again and the opportunity doesn't present itself right away, the next best thing is being a lead assistant on a championship contending team. You're going to be right back up to bat. And so whether that had been with the Clippers or elsewhere, I think Ty Lue understood that he wanted to continue to coach, and this was going to present him the best opportunity to do that because they had a very good team.
Raja Bell breaking it all down here with us on CBS Sports HQ. We appreciate you.
Thanks.
All right, let's take a look here at the odds to win the 2021 NBA season, because it's never too early to throw down a wager. Clippers were second favorites behind Lakers prior to this news at plus 400. They remain right there. Lakers are your favorites next season, 2020-2021 year, which will likely not tip until 2021. But the Lakers, the favorites at plus 275. Still to come, plenty more on this breaking news. Ty Lue, the new head coach of the Los Angeles Clippers. Our NBA insider Bill Ryder will join us next to break it all down.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.